So we've looked at the supply of water to our buildings. Now let's take a quick look at the removal of water, the handling of wastewater, our waste and venting systems. Get back here. So our first graphic that I picked up off the internet was, I think, really used to explain this idea of the relationship between what the government owns or what the municipality owns and what the private landowner owns. And it's an important distinction for us to understand as architects also, especially when we're talking about budgeting, the inclusion of the timing for the connections, even the understanding that we have an assured connection to a sewer system if we're lucky enough to be in a municipal area where we have a public sewer system. So the yellow pipe is called the private sewer lateral. It's called private because it's the property of the homeowner or the business owner. There are a few features that would be associated with them. One is a clean out that comes up above ground. It allows for the snaking of the service. This is indicating damage to the pipe from plantings of trees. So this can be an indication of things that you would want to avoid in relationship to the layout of the plumbing, and just some things to keep in mind during site development. Once that sewage is collected, it needs to be treated and then discharged into some other, typically a body of water. In the city of Buffalo, this is the wastewater treatment plant. It's an island out in the Niagara River. Our water intake, our fresh drinking water, comes up at the head of the stream near Lake Erie or in the mouth of Lake Erie. And then the sewage is actually collected in tanks, settlement basins, and these are, I believe, aerobic digesters. I'm using the wrong term when I say digesters, but they're tanks that allow for oxygenation of the water so that the solids of the human waste and food waste that comes in through the system can then be digested by living organic matter, releasing methane gas. These treatment facilities have their own smell to them. So all of these activities are happening in order to create a near clean water to be then discharged into the Niagara River ahead of Niagara Falls. So if you're not lucky enough to have a facility that we're designing or building have a connection to a municipal sewer system, we need to create our own system. And in this case, this is a home with a septic system. The idea is that the solid and liquid waste are held in this tank. It's a settlement tank. It then allows the clear water to, clear water as in not having solids in it, to enter a distribution box out to what's called an absorption field, where natural organics in the soil help to eat the pathogens and other organic material that comes from our waste stream. So a couple of the things for us to keep in mind as architects and designers, we need to accommodate for this amount of area within the lot that we're designing for. We can't build on top of it. We can't plant large trees on top of it because the roots would disrupt the absorption field. And one of the things we hear about when we're looking at land purchasing, when private septic systems are required, is this idea of percolation, which is the ability of the water to move through the soil. It's important because we're going to discharge this water, and the water needs to not be stagnant in the discharge channels. It needs to percolate through the soil so that the organic matter can work on it before it becomes part of the natural aquifer that would be eventually a source for clean drinking water again from a well. So we'll end that now, and we'll pick up on stormwater next.